Stuff. Cavaliers are off tonight and tomorrow night. They'll be back to play in Detroit against the Pistons. 7 o'clock on Thursday night here on WMMS. So 6:30 is when that pregame coverage will begin, right after we get out of here. They're back home on Saturday night to play the Washington Bullets.
Nope.
Wizards.
Yeah.
The Washington Wizards. When you think of wizardry, you think of the city of Washington, D.C.
I always do.
Yeah. What else? Oh, Alan Cox Show After Hours line. Anytime you want to leave a message there for us, it certainly can. It is 216-986-8903.
I'm finding myself watching the show Hoarders on Hulu tonight. I don't know why, I guess out of boredom, but I'm really thinking about how Mary grew up, because I'm finding myself putting my hands on my head and literally in just general disgust about what I'm seeing. I really want the backstory with that. Like, how? Like, I'm literally flabbergasted. I don't understand. Like, how can one see this and not say something? Or how can one see this and just be like, well, that's what life is? I guess I don't understand at all. Like, I'm constantly just like, literally, like when people put their hands over their eyes and they're watching scary movies and they peek through it, that's what I'm doing right now. Like, this is so gross.
When you've talked about, and this is well documented, when you've talked about growing up in a hoarder house, are you being hyperbolic to a degree?
No.
It's not. But I was going to say, your house wasn't like one of these hoarder shows.
The hoarder shows show you like the worst of the worst, where people are living in their own poop and and there's food everywhere. Ours was not like that. My mom just had a lot of boxes,
stuff
that were full of papers that like. Not exaggerating, like 20-year-old Burger King receipts, like things like that she just physically couldn't get rid of, and those things accumulate. So every receipt she ever had, any newspaper she ever had, anything we ever brought home from school, like would all be collected, and then the boxes just stack on top of each other.
Did she think that she needed the Burger King receipts for tax purposes?
I don't know. There's no rhyme or reason. There's no logic in any of this. But then having 5 kids, she would keep all of our everything, all of our toys, all of our clothes, so just think of never throwing anything away for your entire life for 30 years and just putting it into boxes and then just stacking up the boxes. We had a lot of boxes was what our house was. It wasn't like filth and, anything like that, but it wasn't
a lot of
clean.
Stuff.
We had a lot of stuff. We did have one room that was probably most like what you see on a hoarder show, which we called the junk room. Like some people have a junk drawer. We had a junk room.
Yeah.
It was floor to about probably 3 feet above the ceiling, so probably 5 feet deep of just stuff.
3 feet below the ceiling.
Yeah. So it was floor to, there was about 3 feet between where the stuff stopped and the ceiling was. And it was just
But it just looked like an overstuffed storage unit.
That room was not boxes. That room was
understood.
Stuff.
Yeah, just stuff thrown all
over the place, all on top of each other.
But did your mom the exact opposite of Bill Squire? She was very much a paperwork person.
Yes. She saved all of the paperwork.
Bill has his, he does not keep a tidy workstation. He has his own beautiful mind about where things are, allegedly. I still call BS on all these people who say they have a system.
Right.
Nevertheless, I'll take him at his word.
I have a system that is... I mean, I don't even really use that workstation anymore.
Messy is your system.
Yes, but I try to keep things as simple as possible, because then as soon as there's things, they accumulate. So I try to keep things to as minimalistic as I can.
But you have a whole lot of stuff at your workstation.
Yeah,
in
but
the
that's all
office.
stuff that we could probably just throw away, and I don't even
You have a whole lot of stuff on this half of your desk. Look where your half of the in-studio desk starts. And there's papers
this is just
and
stuff
napkins and hats.
But none of it means anything to me. It can all get thrown away right now.
But why
is
isn't
it
it
there?
thrown away?
Because I don't even see it.
Oh, well, take a look.
Yeah, now I see
Yeah.
it. Like once you point it out, I go, oh yeah, I guess there's a
Your
bunch of
whole
crap
half
over
of
here.
this desk is so dirty.
In the office, you could do that whole big arm scoop.
Yes.
But did your mom have a system? That room, would your mom say she had a system, or is she just walking by throwing stuff
There's
in?
no way there was a system for that room. And
Okay.
then when our cat problem got out of control, that is what the cats used as a litter box, was that room. That room was covered in cat poop and pee. And so we just stopped going in there.
Which makes it all the more amazing that as an adult, you have a cat.
I have
That's also-
a cat. I like cats. I like cats as an animal, but I have one, and I won't take in a stray that's pregnant. That's where our
I draw the line at pregnant strays.
And with there being 5 kids, couldn't you guys have used that room?
yeah.
Like that would have been nice to have for like
It
a
became-
bedroom, or was it like
Well, and her kids are so spread out. So my older sister is 14 years older than there's 14 years between the oldest and youngest.
Mm-hmm.
So by the time things started to get bad, all my older siblings were pretty much out of the
gone?
house.
Okay. So it's kind of just down to you and your younger sister.
Me and my younger sister got the brunt of it. We were the ones who lived in the hoarder house. It started to get bad around the time my middle brother was in high school, but he was graduated and gone before it got really, really bad.
So they got out.
They got out.
All right.
Yeah, but it wasn't.
Do you think it's their fault?
Yes, I 100% blame them for leaving. They abandoned us, and no, but
They left us like so much junk,
yeah,
unlogged in a room.
the show. Our house was not like there wasn't like decomposing food around.
Right.
It wasn't like that.
That's what makes the people on those shows so punchable.
Yes.
Is they sit there and they're like, well, I can't get rid of this pumpkin rind,
Yes.
right?
I need it.
I need it, right?
Yeah, it wasn't like that.
Well, that's good.
That is good. It
Yeah.
wasn't. It wasn't worst case scenario.
You never had to use a rotting gourd as a pillow.
No.
It's good.
I mean, so as far as that goes, the 3 of us slept in my mom's bed for a while, and then that room got crowded. There was stuff that accumulated, so we couldn't use that room anymore.
Every room would eventually be filled up.
Yes.
There's nothing your mom hated more than an empty room.
So once things started to really fill up, the 3 of us slept on a pull-out mattress, like a pull-out couch, for
And how old are you when
years.
this was happening?
My whole life, until I moved out with my dad when I was 16.
But like what age did that start at?
My dad left when I was 11, so it started to get really bad
So
around
about
there.
5
So like
years,
5 years of
yeah.
that. Of it just get progressively getting worse and worse.
Of like your most formative years too,
Uh-huh.
like where you're going through puberty and having and
And the guy I was dating, he was like rich. He's like one of the richest people I knew, which is, Berea rich. I don't know. You're not raking
He was
in
one of the richest guys in Berea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like his dad was a
They
lawyer.
had a 3-bedroom house.
No, they had a really nice house. They went on family vacations every year. They had nice cars, you know what I mean? And so,
So you were trying to hook him.
well, not even. It was just who I fell in love with. He didn't know that side of me. He had never been in my house. You know what I mean?
And you didn't think it was weird he'd never been in your house?
None of my friends had ever been to my house, and we would always use the excuse that our dog would bite, that we had a really vicious dog and people weren't allowed in. I don't know how much they actually knew. I don't know.
That would be tough.
Yeah.
Never having friends over. You always got to come up with something.
And I
the
mean,
dog's a good
Here's the
ruse,
woe is
but-
me, but I was very popular. So I had a lot of friends, and having to constantly tell them, no, you can't come here. It was like you're living 2 lives.
Oh, good for you.
It's why I liked school so much. I was so good at school because I hated being home. So if I can be popular and be fun and be at school, and then I come home and I hate my life.
that's
I
where
just
my
don't
parents
come
messed
home.
up. Our house was great.
Your house was too clean.
You wanted to be home. You didn't want to be in
That's
school.
exactly where I want to be. It's still where I want to be.
God,
Yeah.
Mary's academic achievements were solely because of her hoarder house.
100%.
Make home a hellish place to be.
Get
or
people-
at least a junky environment, and you'll want to be at school.
Develop enough of a personality that people are cool with you staying with them for a week.
Yeah.
That's what it was. It just bounced around.
All right.
Yeah. So no, it wasn't like what she's describing. Where
I
she's
mean,
like, I feel
I-
like I'm going to throw up. It wasn't like
Yeah,
that.
I don't want to get your mom to get upset at you because Poundcake's mom got mad at him because
my
of Friday's
mom,
show.
She does get mad. She'll say things like, not passive aggressively because she means it.
It's aggressive.
But it's not aggressive. She'll say, like, I'll say something like, I love you.
I don't want to
this or
talk
that.
around you or you'll talk about it on the radio.
Well, I'll be like, I love you so much, Mom. She'll be like, then you should say nicer things about me on air.
I
Like that
see.
kind of stuff where
Yeah.
you never say anything positive. I'm like, well, when I'm being asked about a hoarder house, what do you want me to say?
Say
Like,
something positive
You
about
couldn't
your
say-
mom's hoarding.
I said that it
maybe she
wasn't as
had
bad.
Maybe she had some cool things that were worth keeping, huh? You ever
She
talk about
hoarded
that?
my Cholula painting that I thought I lost,
There
that
you
I
go.
was re-gifted to myself when
There's
I
an
moved out
upside.
on my own.
There's an upside.
She's going to leave us all storage units when she dies that we get to play a fun little treasure hunt and see what's in them.
Oh, this is where all the dead cats and rotten pumpkins are.
The APL took the dead cats. Don't act like that.
Okay, what did your mom say about Friday's show?
She's tired of us talking about. She was just like,
Who's this us? You bring these things up.
Well,
Unbidden.
Well, she has called in before, and she feels like she gets ridiculed a lot. From the pterodactyl to the George, the monkey.
George the monkey's funny. She 100% deserves to be ridiculed for believing that she saw a pterodactyl.
So
She's a grown woman.
I don't know. She doesn't necessarily listen to the show all the time because she's probably asleep when we're talking about her.
Of course.
But my brother will hear it, and then her.
Oh, he sells you out? Is that what happens?
He sells me out, and then she has friends that listen as well. So
they report.
They snitch, and they'll be like, Teresa, you collect cups? And she's like, who told you that? She was so mad. She was just like, why are you talking about me? She's like, you are so two-faced. You get on the phone and you talk about how you miss me and how you're going to come home and give me my Heinen's card.
By the way, you didn't say anything that wasn't true. I still understand why people get upset at the things that aren't
Because it's
but are
not
true.
It's
not
not our
unfavorable.
business to share.
Well, we didn't drag it out of him. We were talking about cups, and I said, did you guys ever have... And he's like, my mom kept every cup.
Every
My
cup
mom
that
kept
ever
every cup,
existed.
too.
Which is fine. If you've got cupboard space, who cares? Why would she get upset about that?
She threatened to string me up because I said that she would hold me at knife point for her Heinen's gift card. So I was like, so you going to doubly kill me? You going to double jeopardy
But
me?
that's also true, right?
Yeah.
Right.
She calls me two-faced, though. That's the thing.
Why?
She calls me because she said I'm one way to her, and then when I get on air, I forget.
Yes.
I have no loyalty. She's like,
Because she is your mother, but she's also a very complicated person.
My
called
mom
me
says
fake.
the same thing.
Of course.
I was like, Mom, I'm not fake. She's like, yes, you are. You're fake. She's like, I don't even want to tell you stuff because she was like, because I don't know what's gonna make air and what's not gonna make air.
Well, tell them.
That's
that
a
you
blessing,
guys-
by the
yeah,
way.
You
Oh,
guys have-
darn, my mom won't tell me things.
Yeah, my mom and I don't talk a lot, so there
Right.
you go.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, but Mom, you're two-faced too, because you'll make fun of Ryan for something, and then she'll call me, like she'll be like, oh, she'll say something to Ryan to comfort him, and then she'll call me, and she'll be like, your brother is something else. I'm like, so you're talking reckless.
But now you're being reckless again because you're selling her out again.
You know
No,
what?
we talked about this already.
But
She
every
admitted it.
family's weird.
My dad did that all the time. For a while there, my dad would only call me to bitch about
Talk about the rest of your siblings.
He would call me and be like, I have a question. And I knew it was coming. That was the same way he said it every time. I have a question.
That was the lead-in.
And I'm like, what? He goes, why is your brother such a dick? And I'm like, I don't know what happened. And he's like, let me tell you what your brother did. And it's always my brother, never his son.
And you're like, all right, let me lay down on the couch, Dad. Let me get comfortable.
Right. But I don't know. Maybe that's just you have I guess you have multiple siblings.
But I stay out of it. Like
Yeah.
we all stay. Like there's
Nope.
There's no real family drama because there's not really anything to we don't interact all that much. So the closest thing is like when my sister, she kicked my brother. She didn't kick him out, but she's like, hey, you guys gotta get your own place.
Yeah.
And so he bought a house, and he was upset about that for a little bit. And I don't know, it might still be going on. I have no idea. I haven't asked either of them about it.
That's something
because
that-
why it's not between me and them. It's between those two.
Right.
I'm the
See?
middleman.
Yes.
Exactly. My brother calls me to complain about Mom, and my mom calls me to complain about my brother, and then I get called two-faced because I'm trying to
Mediate.
be neutral to both sides, and then I come on the air and talk about everybody. So then both of them get offended, and they're like, "Well, Mom, Cody was talking about you on air." She's like, "What? I told him I was talking about you."
And maybe it's because I don't know. There's my family, but then there's the way I deal with my kids too, where like I know. They don't do this as much, but when they were younger, they would always try and play like the other one was doing way worse things and try and rat it out.
Play both sides against the middle.
And they would try and be like, well, Skylar's doing this or Fallon's doing this,
This
and
isn't
then I'd just
about
be like,
Skylar, yeah.
and I'd just be like, yeah, I know what all you guys are doing. Mm-hmm. I don't care. I mean, I care, but like, I'm not going to like go after you. Like, I can't. You guys are too bad.
See,
you're bad
true.
kids.
My family's involved, and I've talked about how involved
And I'm
in
talking
each other's
like
lives we are.
Not really bad, but they're
No,
just
yeah,
like, you know,
the kid
like
stuff.
yeah, talking to boys and dumb crap like that.
My family's so involved in each other's lives that we've shifted the focus in therapy to setting healthy boundaries. That's our goal for 2022 is to set boundaries with my family and say things
But
like,
you're the only one in therapy. So this
is a goal for me.
I was going to say,
That-
this is you kind of need that to be bilateral instead of unilateral.
Well, and I told them, hey guys, and like I said, we're very open with each other. I said, this is something I'm working on, so I don't want you all to get mad at me
But they're going
when
to.
I say, hey, this is not a situation I can be a part of. I'm going to remove myself so that I can do my own thing, or so that I can focus on my own life and building a life with my boyfriend and his daughter, and instead of being, you know what I mean? So it's only been 2 months of that, and it's been one of the most difficult things I've ever done in my life.
I left home at 17 and never looked back, boy.
Leave the group
when
chat.
I talk to
the group chat.
the group chat.
Yeah, we have a very dry group chat. Like it's, my mom sent one today, just saying she got back from Idaho, and I was like, oh, that's right, you were in Idaho all last week. And I didn't even remember.
Even our group chat is two-faced because we'll say something in the group chat for all of us, and then when somebody disagrees with it, they'll text me like, like I'm like, put it in the group chat. They're like, nope, because someone's gonna get mad, and I want to be supportive, so nope. I'm like, so you're going to tell me, and then I'm the one called two-faced for listening to everybody.
Yeah, the last time I replied to the group chat was on February 2nd.
So we text in our group chat every single day.
So you're not exactly Johnny on the spot when it comes to these family
Well,
conversations.
it's like, because they're not family conversations. It's like the kids all do. It's usually about the kids. So it's usually about my nieces and nephews, and that's what we talk about. Because like what am I gonna? None of them care that I was at All Star Weekend. So like I'm not gonna tell them how I when saw Dave. Like that doesn't matter.
You're living
to
a
any of
very
them.
different
Yes,
life than
exactly.
everybody else.
But aren't they proud of you for your accomplishments and stuff? Like, so
No, we've been over that.
Like I said,
where I said my mom, like when Bam Bam came out, and I was telling my mom the one joke. She was at the recording.
I was there,
and she goes, "So people laugh at that?" And I'm like, you hear people laughing, like
right.
So like they're proud in the sense that I can do what I'm doing and make a living at it, but it's not like this overwhelming amount of like we're like.
They're not
This is not
swelling
how we
with
are.
pride.
Yes, exactly.
But they're also not a pride. But that's a deadly sin, Bill. Maybe they're just adhering to their teachings, and they're not swelling with pride because being prideful.
Well, also it comes down to the fact that they don't feel like my parents are very good parents, but one of their successes is one of their major flaws in their eyes. So the fact that pretty much all their kids have left the Mormon church, they see as a huge problem, where what they really did is give us the skills
to think on their own, yeah.
To think on our own and make our own choices. And then they go, oh, and that backfired because now they all left.
They would have been happier had you been a successful Mormon comedian.
Much happier.
You guys don't like... So, like, yes, we are... My family can be very toxic, and we're all up in each other's business, but we also send each other, like... like when I got the album deal, I send that to my family and then we celebrate it. Or like when one of their kids does something, gets straight A's at school, they'll send it to the group chat and we celebrate it.
I don't know what any of my nieces or nephews have ever gotten grade wise.
Wow.
Like I'm sure they're all doing well, but it's like one of those things where, like, again, it is more about the kids. So like, I'll see on social media, like my one niece was in a cheerleading competition. And I'm like, yeah, good stuff like that.
Yeah.
But it's not really group chat stuff. It's just like, and it's not really, it's like up to me to notice it.
Huh.
Whereas like they're not going to, and I don't share that much of my career with them either, because I just don't think they have the interest in it.
But they might if you did. You don't know if you've never done it.
Well, also, they know about it, but it's also, for my parents, they've seen me headline one time.
Yeah.
Like it's just not, they're not in that world.
Yeah.
And they were like, it's really late.
It is 8:30.
I've got to take a break. If you want to text for anything, 35192, wherever you are, you're out running around, you can always listen to the show on the iHeartRadio app.
The Alan Cox Show on 100.7